Let's get to the fan questions. God.
All right, Coyote. Flocka Dodd is asking, do you have any advice for someone else wanting to work with animals? Besides a college degree, what places and kind of work can I volunteer to do?
That's a great question. That's one that we oftentimes get is how did you get into this? How do I get into this? Going to school is obviously very important. I went to school. A lot of people don't realize for film production, I studied animal stuff on the side. Whether you're going for a biology degree and you're specializing in one specific field, that could put you in the right position to have field knowledge. But at the end of the day, what it breaks down to is having field experience. And oftentimes I will say to people, do research on the internet, read books, and volunteer at a local wildlife sanctuary. I mean, these are places that need help. They need volunteers. They need people that are willing to dedicate the hours to, whether it's feed animals, clean animal cages, help with the administrative aspects. Get involved with being hands-on with animals that are right there in your hometown. I mean, we've got an amazing place in Ohio called the Ohio Wildlife Center that I'm constantly promoting because they're only working with raccoons and foxes and white-tailed deer and red-tailed hawks, but
Not dangerous enough for me.
How dangerous is that for you?
Not dangerous enough for me.
Maybe not, but these are
already.
still incredibly important animals to that specific ecosystem. So whether you're in Arizona, Florida, Ohio, or South America, all of these places need help and need volunteers. And that's the way to get involved with something like this. Now, if you want to make a YouTube channel, you need to obviously have some sort of, camera or technology background.
And also a plan.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to have friends that are willing to go through it with you. The reason that we've gotten to where we are with the Brave Wilderness channel is because I have unbelievable friends that have gone down this path with me. Mark and Chance and Chris and Mario, we weren't making any sort of living at this for many years. We were doing this out of passion, having day jobs and using our vacation time to travel. All of our vacation time was used making these YouTube videos.
That's what it takes, man.
Nobody was making a penny for a very long time. And it was passion that you have to do it. And the consistency is what it's all about. Go out and make a YouTube video and then just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Never give up.
I was hoping you guys make so much money. You guys come in just blinged out. You have like a tarantula hawk necklace, all diamonds.
Well, I'll tell you, we don't have a helicopter.
The helicopter came in on Uber Chopper.
Yeah.
What else you
Uber
got,
Chopper. That should be the next thing.
All right, Kalani Simone is asking, how did you come up with the idea of being stung and bitten by insects and animals?
Well, the first one did start with getting quilled by the porcupine, and the real sting ladder climb began with the harvester ants. We were in Arizona, right? My mom's backyard, there was a harvester ant nest, and my mom was like, if you guys are playing out there, she calls it playing, right? Because my mom still looks at me as like a kid.
How old are
playing
you?
in the backyard. I'm 35.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she's like, if you guys are playing out in the backyard, watch out for those harvester ants. I'm getting stung by them all the time. We're like, Mom, you're getting stung by harvester ants? So we did a little research, and they have the most potent venom in the insect kingdom. Now, the dosage of venom that goes into is not that great, but the venom is extremely potent. So we said, I wonder how many stings Coyote can take. So we just put my hands into the amount of harvester ants. I took like 60 stings. And
60?
That episode exploded. And that's when people were like, you should get stung by the bullet ant. And we're like, bullet ant? We looked this thing up and we're like, oh, there's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then once we started doing some other things, we're like, this is working. The fire ants, the leafcutter ants, the velvet ant, the tarantula hawk. It's like lots of things to get stung by, and the audience was interested in it. And again, the purpose of the Sting episodes was to give an education about these animals, but also to draw people to the channel so that they could find the conservation and education that we really want them to pay attention to.
Does this story end for you where you're finally you just maybe get a little too much into it, and it's like maybe get attacked by a great white or something?
No, actually, one of my dreams.
This thing can really bite.
The big goal for me at some point is to free swim with a white shark. Like, I want to be out of the cage in the water with a white shark. To prove to people that white sharks do not just want to eat humans. And it's just a matter of time before we find the right place for me to be able to go and do what this is. And again, a lot of our goal with the brand is to dispel a lot of the false myths and rumors. Like, I grew up, I love the movie Jaws. Spielberg is one of my greatest influences, and I'm sure he still gets hate mail of causing people to be afraid of sharks. And the real thing that we need to do is educate people about sharks and prove to people that sharks are not something you need to be afraid of. You need to respect them and realize you're in their environment. If you're out on a surfboard and you look like a seal, you're kind of fair game. So, I'm not afraid of being bitten or attacked by a great white shark. And to answer the question, where this ultimately ends up going is just, we want the brand to segue into the more bizarre creatures that are out there. And as we get to travel around the world, I mean, we've really only done North America so far. You know, Costa Rica, Alaska, like we're
a
going
lot
to
of stuff.
Australia this year. South America,
now Australia,
Africa,
sir.
like,
Australia, Africa.
Africa?
You got some spiders and you got some snakes down there.
exactly. And these are the things that we want to introduce to kids. There are so many cool, bizarre creatures that I don't need to be bitten and stung by these things for people to be like, wow, that's crazy cool. Like, for example, here, right on the coast of California, you have the giant black sea hare, which is the largest slug species in the world. And we're doing Conan O'Brien tomorrow night, and their big thing was bring a black sea hare. Can you get one of these sea slugs?
sea hare.
They're right
You
here.
have to go catch one?
Yeah. We,
Are they-
You guys can go catch one and bring on Conan?
What, wait, is it like a
Look at this guy. Look at this. There's our picture. Look, this guy's crazy.
Looks like a
He's
little
big,
hippo. Looks like a hippo.
Completely
A big
harmless.
old snail.
And all you guys here on the West Coast, you're surfing around these guys every single day.
I
You don't
want to
realize
pet
they're there.
black sea snail.
What?
Isn't that cool?
All that ink?
Now, the black sea hare does not ink. The brown sea hare does. That's a misconception that's
Okay,
out
that's
there.
a
But
strange looking. That thing is just one.
Where
big
would we
blob.
find
it's like
something like that?
just go down to
sea
San
cucumber.
Pedro or Malibu, anywhere on the beach. Like, they're all over the
And they're in
place.
the rocks?
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff?
at low tide, you can go out there, walk around. Now, again, we don't recommend that you just go up and pick up any animal, but they are completely harmless.
I'm
If you
picking
see one, you
one
can pet it on its back.
Oh, look at
Just
that
be
picture.
careful.
Thing's got
with
no
it.
muscle tone whatsoever.
Who, me or you, or the slug?
Well, I'm saying
that slug is solid muscle
I
right
bet he's
there.
heavy.
That slug was heavy. I was actually tough because when I had to film it holding it on my arm like this, you think about hold
Dense.
7 pounds out
Yeah,
for
it's dense.
10 minutes. After a while, your arm.
What's
really
that
begins
bad
to get
boy?
tired.
What's that bad boy eat?
It eats decomposing plant matter, algae,
Sure.
stuff
So
like
cool.
that. Yeah, it won't bite you. It's non-venomous. They're slightly toxic if you were to eat one, but no one's ever going to want to try to eat a slug.
So when you're going on Conan O'Brien, is he bringing you on this kind of, how they've done before with, what's his name, Jack Hanna or whatever his name, and you're bringing out animals? Is it that type of thing? When you go on there, is it more
we don't
showing your
100% know
videos?
yet, but it's a combination of both, and that's the cool thing that we've done with our
it should
YouTube
be.
channel is not just an animal presenter. I'm hoping to go on to be able to
Much
talk like
more.
I'm with you guys about the purpose of the brand, the shows that we've done on YouTube, but also it's the cool opportunity. Like if we had animals here today, it would have been awesome too. People, would be
I just
listening to us
love that
talk
you.
about it.
I
love
love
that.
that you start this YouTube channel and now you're on Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That's what's so possible with new media now.
Oh, for us, it's so flattering. I mean, we're kids from Central Ohio, and we're just like, even to be here doing this with you guys is just, we're beside ourselves
Love
right
it,
now. This
man.
is so
Worthy.
it's so much fun. And
Let's
so
do
cool.
one more question, Chin.
Sure. All right. Who's Kitty Litter wants to know?
Who's Kitty Litter? That's an awesome name.
Sure
This is
is.
crazy.
Are land things that bite you worse than things in the ocean and sea? Example, stonefish, aka rock with eyes.
Yeah, well,
Brian just talked about a
Yeah.
stonefish. He was in Bora Bora and saw a stonefish.
yeah, stonefish is
And he killed
definitely
it.
not
He
something
killed
you
it,
want to get
Coyote.
stung by. I mean, there's no, yeah, you know what's killing.
No, he didn't kill it. I'm just killing.
You don't, speaking to the audience, you don't ever want to be bitten, stung, chomped, clawed by anything. Again,
Never.
always admire things from a safe distance. But for me, when it comes down to the bites and the stings, I prefer to take a bite over a sting because when venom is involved, your body has a chance of having a negative reaction. If something's chomping me, it's a flesh wound, right? Now, you do stand the chance of infection. We do have proper medical teams that will help me clean up after the fact and keep an eye on something like an alligator bite. But, at the end of the day, if I had to choose, it's usually a bite.
That
over a
Gila
sting.
said, I'm going to do both. I'm going to bite, then inject a little poison.
Yeah, well, with
both.
something
Did
like
both.
that, it's different. Like, things you guys have to look forward to if we can give away any kind of like teasers heading into 2017. Pinched by a giant lobster in Maine. I mean, that's no venom, but I can guarantee you getting pinched by a giant lobster is going to be painful.
Where'd it
That's
pinch
going to
you at?
hurt.
Probably on my hand or my arm,
We
depending
don't
how
know
big
yet,
the
dude.
lobster
Wait till
is.
it comes out.
Well, maybe he was just like, check out this lobster on the nose.
Not on my nose, or like I want to get into a giant tank full of piranhas. Let's see what happens when
What?
a coyote gets in with piranhas. Do
What?
piranhas really swarm to you and turn you into
Piranhas.
a
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. Piranhas?
You guys want to come hang out on location when we do the piranha episode?
100%.
Now,
Where's that?
Where is it?
Well, we know piranhas, you can find all throughout South America. And this is one of those more controlled environment things because we're not going to go out and catch a gazillion piranhas.
You're not jumping the
hook and
Amazon.
line. Yeah, it's probably one of those rare opportunities where it's a scenario like we did the Dungeness crab pinch. Now, we had to actually go to the docks in Alaska to get a Dungeness crab. So our big one with that was like, we're actually saving a crab technically. You are not going to end up on somebody's plate.
Yeah.
You're going to pinch coyote and then you get to go
Yeah,
back out. And
right.
probably find yourself in another crab pot. But
Now-
we
now-
felt justified in what it was.
Crab's got a strong pinch.
Yeah, that was a strong pinch. It's probably nothing compared to what the lobster is going to be.
Probably nothing compared to
lobsters
what
got
lobster.
But with the
Eaters,
piranha
sure
one,
do.
it's like, we'll have to probably bring in piranhas that, were either caught in the wild or raised in captivity.
Yep.
Not exactly. We haven't produced this out yet. But ultimately, the
scary
myth
one.
there to prove is, do piranhas just want to eat humans?